The copepod we work with is a sea creature, and they typically are quite small, usually about a millimeter to two. Our guys are about a millimeter long, so visible to the naked eye, but small. So if you think about SpongeBob's friend Plankton, small things that are floating in the ocean, a lot of that plankton, we calculate up to 80% even of plankton we find in the ocean are members of the copepod family. So they're really important in marine food webs. So, the classic little fish eat copepods, bigger fish eat the little fish, and so on up the chain. And they're one of the largest sources of carbon in the world and one of the biggest animal groups by biomass. DNA is the building block, right? That's, the I like to think of it if it's a book, those are the words on the page, right? Your DNA sequence dictates what's going on in the story. But RNA is what gets expressed and ultimately becomes the proteins that will allow you to do all the things your body needs to do, right, in the cell and beyond. And so gene expression, I like to think of the metaphors of DNA is a book. Gene expression is what page are you on and what words are you actually reading. So all those words might be in the book, but it doesn't mean you're using them all at the same time. And so how you're using your DNA and which proteins you're making when tells us what's going on physiologically and at the cellular level in an organism. And in particular, when we're thinking about stress, we want to know, is it going haywire? Are there preventative actions that they can do? So it gives us a lot of mechanism into how they're coping or not when we are exposing these animals to stress. RNA tells you more about what's happening in the moment. So when I pull a copepod out of the tube, like let's say it's heat stressed or not, I'm going to get a different signature between that control copepod that's, lived a stress-free life versus the one that's coming right out of a hot water bath, for example. In our copepods, they have a plastic ability. If you heat stress them just a little, you don't kill them, but you just kind of give them a little bit of a heat stroke and then give them a day to recover and then measure their heat tolerance. It actually increases. So they have this beneficial acclimation ability. We call it heat hardening. And so that's really neat. And, the story could end there, but we're really interested in what gives them that beneficial acclimation. What is the mechanism? And so what we find is that that's coming from the ability to upregulate or increase the expression of genes involved in that heat stress response. So they make things called heat shock proteins, peptidases, it's another group of proteins. And when they make it ahead of time and carry it forward to the next day, they're better equipped. They have what they need on hand.